Welcome everybody to this episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
And your boy Damon.
Thank you for joining our show tonight. Everybody's pretty much in transition, so we're all getting acclimated. So bear with us if we seem a little choppier than usual, but I think we got it handled. Because we're professionals. Going on 2.5 years. Yeah. So, Damon, what's going on, family? How you doing? But before we go any further, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Doing a little bit of house cleaning, house keeping, whatever you want to choose. Do us a favor, go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to Strong Perspective Podcast. And do it. Give us a justice. Push us forward. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get the word out about what we give, because when it's just the three of us, it's some good conversation, and we touch on a lot of things. When we bring on a guest, our quality guest throughout the years. Damon, we have Damon on the screen right now. He's been a prior guest, and he did a wonderful job. So, folks, just make sure that, go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. We're here every Friday at 7:30. Come check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. I think you'd be better off reaching us on Facebook. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, like I said, guys, excuse me, I've been a little under the weather mentally, but I snapped back because I put a little bit of alcohol in my system.
You said under the weather, then you said mentally.
Mentally under the weather. That's possible now.
Well, hey, during the times we living in right now, man, definitely testing the brother's resolve, man, for real.
I get that, and I respect that. I think what I was thinking about that today. Well, let's just, before we get into anything, Jaquari, how's your day there, brother?
I've been it's been a good day, man. I'm on the road with my wife, going to her hometown, to take care of some business and everything. And she said before, I've been in transit all day, and we're just now winding down. Here we go.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made it there safely. Condolences to your other side of the family.
Absolutely.
Sister-in-law. Much love, sister-in-law.
And definitely in our prayers, for real.
Yes, indeed. Damon, how was your day today, brother?
My day was good, man. You know what? I have to admit, man, it was good seeing Cuz show up, man. Hey, Cuz, glad to see you, show up, man. Support us, whatever. Talked to the Goo a couple of weeks ago. So, me and he, we have to rap about that. But it was a good conversation, man. Good seeing you, man. Love you.
Okay, yeah, love you, Cuz. Just to touch back on what I was saying, mentally under the weather, I think when you put up an effort, a brave face, maybe not a brave face, because sometimes, to me, I just do it, where something bothers me, but I have a goal to achieve that day. So whatever's ailing me physically and mentally, emotionally, I get through it. You feel what I'm saying? I definitely get through it because, being built to be that. You know what I mean? And I say that not to say that other people not built this way, because what it really about is being blessed with the kind of resolve to like get it done for you and yours. You know what I'm saying? Now, there is a last thing I'm gonna say. There is a fine line into doing for you and yours, because sometimes people think doing for you and yours is destroying other people's stuff along the way while you're doing that. I'm gonna get mine, he better get his, or she better get hers. You feel what I'm saying? But really and truly, what I mean and where I see things in life, and guys, comment on this for me. The way I see things in life is taking care of your business within your wheelhouse. And once it's pretty much taken care of, then you venture forth and build on what you have. You know what I'm saying? I think in this society, and I'm not blaming the society on people's actions. I'm blaming this society on feeding negative behavior. In this society, there's always dog eat dog. The strong will survive and all this. Really is, I don't think it is. Anybody have a comment on that?
There's really no middle ground, man. There's no attrition, man. There's either wins or losses. It's as simple as that. The wins don't get celebrated, and the losses are magnified. You know, and unless you figure out a way to reconcile that early, you're always going to be depressed. You're always going to be walking around, woe is me and what about me, and you know, uh, and you're never going to be truly happy. I don't know what it's going to take to make me truly happy, because I've always had other other perspectives forced upon me. Shit, it might make me truly happy, man, to sit around my house in my drawers and smoke weed all day. But do I have an opportunity to do it? No, I don't have an opportunity to do that, because the world says that I need to be productive as a man. But when I produce, especially if it's a product that I'm proud of, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a product that I'm proud of. Okay. It's just, all right. I'm gonna I'm gonna judge this, and by judging this, uh, I'm gonna judge this, and by judging this, I'm gonna make a judgment on you, who you are as a person.
Gotcha.
And if that image isn't quite up to par, then so be it. You gotta shit. Go build me a log cabin. Jesus. Go and hunt down a bison or some shit like that. Something that people figure that as a man you should be adept at. But it's a slippery slope, man. It really is.
It is.
As I said before, man, I'd be hard pressed to give you a detailed description of something that would make me truly happy. I really would be.
Maybe because it's forever expanding. You know what I'm saying? There's always growth in it. You know what I'm saying? Damon. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ja'Cory. Finish up.
No, I was just gonna say, man. You know me, man. You know me all my life. I am not that complicated. I'm simple. You know what I mean? But I want what everybody else wants.
Yeah. I understand. Damon.
Hey, just to piggyback on what you said, you want what everybody wants, everybody else wants. That's just common ground and mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm complicated, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I think might make me happy. It's just a matter of me, going through and seeing for myself. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. I'm at the age now, man, where I've been through a lot of experiences, man, and one thing that I know is my own experience. You know what I'm saying? And how I choose to move forward. Man, moving forward. Hey, I genuinely know what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like one time I came home, one time and no, Pop came home. I was sitting down and Pop came home and he asked me, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Man, I ain't really happy, man. Just going through the motions or whatever." he said, he looked at me and he said with a serious face, he said, "Man, son, do you know what make you happy?" I said, "I have some idea." He said, "Then do it." You know what I'm saying? Next time I ask you, you know what I'm saying, have a better answer.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
And basically he was basically saying it's all on you, the determination on your happiness and all that, it's all on you, man. You're gonna be mired in what the world brings you, which is mostly shit. But then there's a silver lining in that, man. Sometimes the world bring you happiness. And just,
Yeah.
dwell on that, focus on that, and feel good that you had that experience.
Yeah. Let's expand on it just a little more. I'm going to ask this question because, see, and Damon, feel free to chime in also on this. Let's use this podcast, for instance, right? Now, the three of us have different views of what this is for us, right? But the one common denominator in this is the fact that the three of us is doing it together and we get to see each other, right? But it took me years to get to this point, and I'm using this podcast as the vehicle. It took me years to get to this point where I see things in the sense that I will do something for me, chiming in with what you both pretty much said. I will do things mostly for me, but I will not allow other people to dictate how much I enjoy it. And I mean that to say, well, hell, it's self-explanatory, but the point I'm trying to make is everything that I venture into, especially the second half of my life, the second half of my life is starting from 30 because I'm 60 years old. The second half of my life is like, you know what? Depending on what we've been conditioned to do or be in this country, in this world, there's always something to hold it back. So if this podcast blew up, right, and we got nothing out of it but the check, that's a good thing, right? But deep down, you know what I'll be feeling? If I gotta put up bullshit every Friday to keep the checks running in, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna be happy about the shit. And then eventually I'm gonna stop because I will not compromise who the fuck I am to please other people. Any comments on that? We'll start with you, Damon.
I understand, and that's just self-preservation, man, what you explained. For me, I'm at like I said, I'm at the point now, man, where I don't even recognize the bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? If I let the bullshit seep into my life, that's because I'm allowing it to, because I pretty much know what makes me happy. I watched my grandbaby sleep tonight, and watching her sleep and all that brings me a whole lot of joy. You know what I'm saying? And when I delve deep into it, I'm like, man, she's comfortable and safe with me. You know what I'm saying? And that made me feel a certain way within myself, within my soul. I said, man, this is a good thing. So it's not going to be the same for everybody. It's 8 billion of us on this planet, bro. I say this all the time. It's 8 billion of us on this. We have similar experiences, but it's really not the same. I'm saying what makes other people happy don't necessarily make me happy. You know what I'm saying? I try my best not to be a messy guy. So there's certain things on my algorithms and all that stuff that comes to me that give me inspiration and makes me feel good about how I conduct myself and what I think about. Now, if I'm watching drama, melodrama is being played backwards, then I'm putting myself in that situation. I'm putting myself in that situation where I might not be happy about what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I might not be okay. But if I stay in my own venue and my own thing, then watching my grandbaby give me joy, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's personal. Nobody else can experience that but me. And I have access to it whenever I want.
Gotcha. Jaquar.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that, man. I don't. I really don't. Because anything I might come up with, I'm always put in the box to where, I have this assumption that my happiness is counter to everything that goes on around me. And as much as I may do or perceive myself to do to make other people happy, I mean, it's almost never reciprocated. I was on the way to Connecticut. I was me and my wife were having a conversation, and I told her, I like to be credited with the shit that I do. I like to be credited with the shit that I do, the things that I accomplish. I need it. I need that recognition, and I rarely have ever received it. And I don't think it's anything wrong with saying what the fuck is going on with that situation. You know what I mean? Because as much as in different situations I've been called upon, and you guys have been called upon, man, to nurture a person through a situation, or acknowledge, the goodness in a person or whatever. Honestly, man, how many times have you ever received that? I can't think of a lot. I can't think of a lot at all.
Can I speak on that? My experience has been this, man. And it took me a long time to get to this mindset and attitude. The things that I give up, I mean, if I personally felt like I needed confirmation for what I do for people or whatever, then I'm always going to be disappointed. What changed it for me is when I decide, when I came to an understanding that whatever I give is what I give.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever I give is what I give, and I gave it with a true good intentions, and nobody can destroy that because that was my choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to question me giving love, me giving whatever I'll give at the time. I'm not going to question that because I did that with my heart, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look, okay, I get it, man, and that's noble as fuck, bro. That's noble, man. It's noble. But when it becomes an expectation for you to goddamn give, man, and it becomes an offense to say, well, I gave, and gave, man. I'm expecting some return on my investment. That's business.
So
it's business.
Let me ask you.
You're supposed to expect a return on your investments. You're supposed to.
No, hold on. It's a little both. Because listen, this is not a pushback on you, Jaquar. So don't take it that way. I'm saying to you is this: expecting something depends on the people that you're around. Expecting something in return depends on who you are fucking with. So
I believe that.
Now, listen to what I'm saying to you. Not that saying that your stance on things is different.
I understand.
Yeah. That I don't agree.
No, no, no. I'm not
Because,
saying. I'm not. Before you go, I'm not. I'm not questioning your agreements or anything because, and in the past, I believe the same thing. I just don't. I don't say. I don't think that I believe it anymore.
this is, and that's the point I was trying to make. Is the simple fact is this: if you feel this way, then you express it. You express it, and see if it's satisfying once you get it out.
There's the key.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's the way I handle my stuff because you guys, both of you, everybody knows, everybody who know me, like, look, I'm gonna give you this, but when you get to the point where I don't think you appreciate it, and I pull your coat, it's not the fact that I'm gonna stop doing it, but I'm like, yo, I'm recognizing that you are a fucking negative influence on me, and I can't fuck with you. And then I'm gonna wait on your response. That's it.
But in the midst of that, Keith, you doing something as innocuous as pulling your support from a person who doesn't appreciate it. Who's looked at as the person who is deficient in morals in that situation?
My man. I don't look. I don't give a flying fig when I have tried. You understand the effort? This is how I think. The effort. You feel me? It ain't
Yeah,
got nothing to do.
yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with anything else but the effort. Like, yo, look at me. You upset. You upset because I told you that I don't want to mess with you anymore because of your behavior, right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna look because of your behavior. But that a selfish person and a user will not hear your selfish behavior. They won't hear it because they want what they want. It's the people that you are expecting a different result around the people that you're the same people. The same people ain't gonna give you. They gonna keep giving you the same thing if they don't want it. Damon, you look like you had something to say.
No, I'm listening to what.
But hold on. Say what you're gonna say. Then I'll put this on the screen because I want to read it out loud because Damon Williams had a great point. But go ahead, Damon.
My point is this, and I'm not going to make it complicated. I'm just where I'm at, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting anybody to be in the same place. This is my trials and tribulations, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just came to the conclusion that, you know what? Nothing is being taken away from me, especially if I volunteer to give it. Nothing is being taken away from me. That was my decision.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's my decision. And I'm not going to let anybody dictate whether or not it was a good or bad decision. It was the decision that I made. You know what I'm saying? And I can stand on that, bro.
I think all three of us on the same page, but keep going.
I can stand on that. And I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? If somebody, for example, somebody feel like they got over on me, you know what I'm saying? My response is, I only gave you what I wanted you to have. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't trick me or cajole me into anything.
Gotcha.
I gave you what I wanted you to have, and I'm good with that decision.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm good with it. I'm not finna argue with a motherfucker who's having a bad day, bro. I'm not finna do that. Especially if I'm being, you know, if I'm being good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the transaction. If I'm being good, you're not gonna dictate to me whether or not I made a bad decision because it was my choice. That's the point I was making.
I agree with you. As long as they stay in, Fluke, as long as they stay in their corner. When you come into my corner, this is me. This is what I'm speaking on because I respect what you're saying and it makes sense. And I agree with you. But as long as you stay in your corner, because that is your thing you're going through. Let me read this real quick. Damon said, I wanted to read it earlier, but you guys were saying some fire stuff. Damon said, I sat back watching other cultures and noticed that they grubs just as hard as, it's grinds probably, I don't know, as hard or harder, but they all have one thing in common that they didn't have, and that was the ability to say, cool, everybody under my wings are good. I'm about to spread my ties. Whoever got a problem, kiss my ass. Okay, I get that, Damon. We too busy worried about who got something to say where our character might be questioned. Any comment on that, fellas? Because hey, Damon, you might be sipping because that I struggled through that, cuz, and I know exactly what you mean. So it's not like I didn't. But
Yeah, there are people, man, who make their living off of the kindness of others. But then when those people get called to the carpet, it's almost never there. So and they were the catalyst of a solid person's different behavior. You're supposed to act different. When you feel like you're getting fucked over, you're supposed to act different. Because then you become everybody's easy target.
okay.
Because once you satisfy somebody, one person's base base whatever the fuck they got going on, and you don't do anything substantial about it, then everybody sees you as a big juicy steak. And then people look at you fucked up when you say, well, no, that's not going to happen. I don't have resources. I don't have resources like time and energy, man, and patience and sanity to waste on certain shit. I don't have it. Not anymore.
Yeah. Damon, do you think, and you can answer this too. I mean, you can give us your answer, but I want you to piggyback on this I'm gonna give you a question real quick. Do you think that society's definition of getting along with each other has a bearing on how we react to people?
It depends on how you look at it, man. I mean, do you let strangers into your life, man? Now, if it's home based or whatever, then that requires some real true discussion. You know what I'm saying? The outside world, I can give a damn, man. I can care less because I can never ever satisfy that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what comes out of my mouth, there are people who actually go through life nitpicking on some bullshit because they got their own personal things they're dealing with. So they want to spread it out to the world. That ain't none of my business, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't none of my business. As long as nobody put their hands on me or stop my life or try to, destroy my life or whatever, I don't care, man. I'm just like, hey, okay. For example, if you walking through a department store and you see a brother and you say, hey, how you doing, brother? And his response is, hey, man, I don't know you. I ain't your brother. My response is, all right. And I won't think of you anymore. You know what I'm saying? But you did not affect me or my character whatsoever. I spoke to a brother because I saw him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't judge you. I didn't do any of that stuff. Just keep on your way and I'm going to keep on mine. But when I see a brother, I'm going to speak. That's how I was raised.
Yeah.
That's how I was raised. But if that person is having a bad day, it does not affect my life whatsoever, or who I'm going to be. You think if a brother decides he don't want to speak in kind and in return, I'm gonna be that guy who's gonna sit around and think about this motherfucker 5 minutes later? Hell no. I'm not gonna give you a second thought unless you step up and feel like you're not a hell of a business. But other than that, man, I don't let the world affect me like that. Fuck that. Excuse my language, but that's how I feel. You're not going to control my emotions. I do that.
Gotcha. Jaquari, what you think, brother?
Yeah, my point was, not so much geared to strangers, man. If I don't know you, then hey, it is what it is, man. If I speak to you and you give me the frosty shoulder or you give me your ass a kiss, I understand. I understand. But I'm talking about people, man, who are relatively close, people who understand
I get you now.
some of the things that you've been through.
It's an expectation.
Yeah, I mean, and quid pro quo, quid pro quo, man. I mean, of course you're not going to always receive what you put out, but that's not so much on you. I don't believe not anymore. I mean, I used to believe that, and like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you, Damon. I mean, yeah, I aspire to perfect that frame of thought, man, at one point, but not, I don't think I'm heavy on it now anymore, man, because, to some people in my life, I've become, not even a second thought. And that's not the way, that's not the way I go. It's not the way, that's not the treatment they get from me. So why do I need to accept that from anybody?
I don't think we need to accept anything from anybody. It's the way that you actually convey it, because you don't. If it's closer to you, you don't want to burn no bridge. That's just me personally, right? You don't want to burn no bridge. So your approach in explaining how you're not taking this shit, because really and truly the people close to you, you actually teaching them how to be around other people. You understand? By how the way that they treat you. You feel me? It's how they treat you. The closer they are to you, the more that they extend out. I don't give a fuck. But here's the thing. And I am being real. I'm giving you full disclosure with this. The audience and you too. My ego comes into play when I feel as though you think your shit smell like perfume, and you treat me that way. Now I have a problem. Not that I'm going to argue with you or anything like that, but I'm going to ask questions because I need to be clear. Clear of understanding you and being clearer so you can understand me.
Now, is that ego or is that fair play?
I call it ego, bro. You might call it fair play. I see why you call it fair play, because to be honest with you, this is between me and you. I always admire your character. You have great character. Me, I've struggled with it here and there. I have been able to be a high character person because I learned how to be. It comes natural to you. So your expectation, that is real. And I take that seriously. So I'm only speaking on something that I learned, that I was not given to by God. You understand what I'm saying to you? I had to learn it. So I have to learn it, then I know it's flaws in it.
I appreciate that, man. But even that, when certain shit transpire, and I gotta, find myself dissecting every interaction, man. Hell, I even call that into question, man, because do I have good character because of some sense of fear of loss?
No, hell no.
The worst thing. You know what the worst thing I've ever been called was? A people pleaser.
That is a strength that people who don't want to please people come up to. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Well,
Because it takes a lot of strength to say to yourself, I want to smooth this situation over. Especially when you're a strong character person and you're a strong human being. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Damon, what do you think about that?
I don't think when they say you're a people person, that's not a flaw in your character, man.
No, sir.
It's a person that's expressing that to you. It's a person who don't know how to conduct themselves in that manner. You know what I'm saying? It's not passing. I'm not passing judgment on anybody. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If you are a person that's pleasing to others and that's what you do, that's a virtue, man. Most people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? That's not that doesn't call your character into question. That's like,
Yeah.
That's just people either not understanding or they're being fucked up in that.
Dickheads. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't get mad in that situation. It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't affect me because I'm who I am, who I am. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. Because you have a opinion about it, be it bad, good, or indifferent, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just being who I am. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna question that. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. But it's all situational too. It depends on the situation, how things come out. They come out. Sometimes people lash out. Sometimes people are going through shit and they just say shit that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Still doesn't change who you are and how you respond. You can respond in kind and be on the same level, or you can say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna step away for a minute because this can get bad.
And sometimes you don't have a choice but to deal with it. But the fact that you understand who you are takes the sting out of it until you find a better way to deal with it. The closer the relationships I'm talking about. Hey, before anybody speak, ladies and gentlemen, looking down at the bottom of the scrolling bottom of our screen is Lil Mama LLC. And basically what's going on is Lil Mama is a caterer in the city of Philadelphia. We had her on we had her as a guest probably 2 weeks ago. And what we're gonna do, this is our impromptu commercial for her. She prepares plates, seafood. She's very genius when it comes to cheesesteaks. She has a salmon cheesesteak sandwich. She has all kinds of cheesesteaks. Give her a call. Every Friday is Fish Fridays for her. Just check it out. I put it across the screen. Make sure you check her out, Lil Mama. She takes orders. Give her a call in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. Give her a call, and she'll set you right.
Shout out to Lil Mama. I hope business is working out for you.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. The two words mental health has been flying around. Mental health in our community as black men has been flying around for the last 4 years or so, 4 to 5 years or so, right? we'll start with you, Jaquari, and we're going to expand on this. But what is your definition of mental health for a black man?
My definition of mental health for a black man is, or any man in particular, man, but well, what my definition, any man, but for a black man in particular, excuse me, is if you, I'll say, if you're around black men, and you're close or whatever, and they say something to you plainly, you don't have to dissect that. If I as a black man tell my wife or my brothers or anybody in my orbit, man, who gives a fuck about me, that I got some shit going on, you know take it upon yourself to if he's private, have him go as far as he'll go, but don't miss that opportunity for both of you guys to try to figure things out. Because as a black man, if I tell you I got some shit going on, and I can't quite articulate it to you, you know what I mean? Try to figure out some ways, you can support me outside of giving me the third degree about it. Because if I could verbalize it, I wouldn't. If I could verbalize it, I wouldn't. And just as importantly, I said I got some shit going on. So I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be the guy I was yesterday necessarily until my head get right. I need that space for my head to get right. If you can't provide me with that space, then don't get in my way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what and this is I can't properly articulate what I'm trying to say, Keith. So for us in our community, man, to even be talking about this subject, first of all, we're so behind black men in regards to seeking proper help for mental conditions and situations. We're so behind it, but behind everybody else.
Okay.
It's just shit that we're society says we're just supposed to endure. But there's limits, man.
Black men and black women. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Damon.
My mental health consists of my inner circle, man, because that's what keeps me persevering, man. You know what I'm saying? If it's healthy, then I'm all right. If it's not healthy, then I'll deal with it to the best of my ability. But I also know that my actions cause a response too. You know what I'm saying? If I have the wisdom enough to understand the landscape, I'm going to use that wisdom, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use it. And at the same time, I'm going to keep my peace, you know what I'm saying, within myself. I can always react in a certain way. I can always be reactionary. I can always be that. But for me personally, you know what I'm saying, it always, when I react in a real personal way or whatever, the response is always, see, I told you, this is how you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna give anybody that damn control, bro. I'm gonna think shit through.
Gotcha.
If I say, you know what, okay, we can agree not to be friends, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna carry it any further than that, bro. I'm not. It's gonna be like, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. But my mental health is going to be predicated on me being okay so I can take care of my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So I can be there for them. At this age that I'm at right now, I am supposed to be wise in the things that's happening in the world. You know, I've been looking at a lot of things where a lot of people are scared, afraid, on the defense, and all these different things. That's not the way to live life. Not until it comes to your front door. I'm not going to be in my safe space giving a damn about what's happening out there until it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, in the interim, what I'm going to do is try to keep, because I'm being looked at for security and safety and all those different things. I'm going to be that.
Mm.
I'm going to be that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said previously, I'm in control of my emotions. I am. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be difficult for somebody to knock that down. And I had to learn that the hard way, bro.
Always the best lessons.
I had to learn that the hard way. So in those lessons learned, I know how to navigate the bullshit. I know how to. And I don't have to be an ogre to do it. I can say, hey, like I said before, we can agree not to be friends if that's the case. It's not going to get no more personal than that. Yeah. If that's where we at, that's where we at. And I agree with you.
Gotcha.
If it can be salvaged, then it can be salvaged. That's just life. If not, the hell you gonna do?
I get it. I think a lot of it, to me, especially from our community, is it is so vague. Like, you guys personalize mental health, which I think is a good thing. But it is so vague. Manhood is so vague in its description. And what I mean by that is this. Of course, you got to be strong. Your father, your grandfather, your uncle, the guy in the neighborhood. The number one thing is you got to be strong. You can't let nobody take nothing from you. All these different things, right? But what if nobody can take anything from you? What do you expand on? What do you evolve from? You understand what I'm saying to you? What if you followed every teaching, everything that you if you were the kind of person that heard everything that was said to you, and you realize that it is a generic outline, where do you go from there?
You know what I realized, man, is that every concept that we relate to manhood and being a man does not it does not align with proper mental health. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, anybody who's proud to be, an alpha or labeled as an alpha. I mean, is that productive mentally?
Too much pressure, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you be leading from the front, man, is exhausting. It's an exhausting concept, man. And personally, man, I'm not built to lead from the front at all times. I'm not. I need a break. But you receive so much backlash and negative judgment during those breaks. And a person asserting themselves. It's the way in the situations where we're encouraged to assert ourselves, man. It's not conducive to proper mental health at all.
It is if you're used to doing it. If you see, my opinion, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Some things we're born. This is the root of every different emotion. Some people are born to be assertive. Maybe it's the milk that they drank. Maybe if they breastfed, maybe it's just the mental attitude that their mama had at the time when they were getting that nurturing milk, right? Some people are compromising, which is another good thing, right? For whatever reason, they grow up that way. It's how you add the layers on things. How do you do it? Because it is and I think the three of us been saying it, there is no perfect thing on how you should be, right?
Yeah, I mean, but trying to find balance between those two extremes, man, it's just, it's almost impossible, man. It's almost impossible, man. A person can be in a constant state of second guessing themselves, man. Did I go too hard, or did I not go hard enough? Because my point was this particular thing here. But I spent so much time trying to establish myself, trying to uh, cut out my space and my section and things, man. I really don't have an opportunity to express my real point.
Well, see, that's my point though, right? Is you just explained how we deal with life right now, right? But why not say your initial point from the giddy up? I'm just really brainstorming. Why not do it instead of going through whatever pomp and circumstance that we've been taught to go through to get to that point? Why not? See, here's the thing. Y'all both know me. I am a problem solver, so I will bend over backwards, even though the person I'm dealing with might be wrong as fuck. But in the spirit of getting things, because of the way that I saw life when we was children, to be a problem solver, I will do it. Now, you guys might not even waste your time doing it, but that's me. You see what I'm saying?
What is the problem solving?
Hold on. Let me finish this. So what I learned how to do, because I evolved from trying to be the problem solver, trying not to have conflict, because one thing about it, brother, I know I can deal with conflict. I'm not trying to avoid conflict because I'm afraid of it. It's the simple fact that I know it'll burn down the bridge. So what I did was I evolved from it, understanding, hey, this is how I feel. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you from the giddy up how I feel. Then we work from my comfort zone. I mean, that's where I am now. It may evolve into something else. You know what I'm saying? Look, what I love about being 60 with this mind I have now is I know as long as God gives me decades and decades of living, I'm going to continue to evolve and become better, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, become better.
My thing is this, bro. Both of y'all, man. My thing is this, man. As human beings, we all have our idiosyncrasies, man. We just do. We experience, we take in and we experience life different. We have similar experiences, but we internalize it differently, man. You know what I'm saying? You talked about problem solving. There's a lot of different ways to solve problems, and I might not have the fucking answer, man. You know what I'm saying? But I can't come to a conclusion that, that do make sense. Even though, even though I was rubbed the wrong way in the process. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's just a learning lesson. That's just an experience. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm honest with myself, I'm saying, you know what? The problem got solved. So, c'est la vie. It is what it is. But as far as problem solving, I have my opinion. And it is what it is. The only way I'm gonna feel dejected by that, man, is if my opinion is kicked to the curve and not respected. You know what I'm saying? And then even in that case, I'm like, why am I wasting my time? If that's how the other person that I'm interacting with feels that way, why am I wasting my time if you don't respect what I'm saying? And they have a right to do that. They have a right to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just incumbent upon me to say, we disagree to disagree. And that's as deep as it goes for me. You know what I'm saying? Because from my own life experiences, I'm gonna think how I'm gonna think until I'm convinced otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And I'm open to be convinced otherwise. Especially, we are social animals on this planet, man. We're social. So at some point in time, an individual person has to come to the conclusion that everybody ain't gonna agree with what you're saying, man, or feel the way you do, be it from experiences, be it from whatever. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I have to do is be consistent with my shit and how it felt. You're gonna take it how you want to. How many times? Let me ask you all this, man. How many times, man, have you disagreed with a person, and then months, days, months, or years later, they came back to you and say, you know what, man? Remember that thing we got into? You was actually right about that shit. You was actually right about it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of, okay, I respect the fact that you came and said, okay, you know what, you were right, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can move forward with that, man.
I never try to win arguments anyway, man, or heated discussions. I never try to win them. You know what I'm saying? So if they come back to me later, okay, cool. I'm glad you feel better. You understand? Because I'm not going to argue. I stopped doing that the second half of my life. And I'm not saying that I was right for doing it or wrong for doing it. What I did was I understood that arguing with people, the only way you win an argument, if the person that you're arguing with agree with you completely. You
Or
can't.
they might be placating you. Who knows?
Look, or
It's a whole lot.
and even if you shame them into silence, you still haven't won. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get the like it's battle rap, you get the crowd and you get the bars. You know what I'm saying? And everybody like ooh ah ooh right? But there's really no winner. That's all. I'm gonna wait for Jaquari to come back and then
What else you had on the docket, bro?
I'm gonna wait for
I'm
Jaquari.
here.
Okay.
I'm here. Go ahead.
So along the lines of what we're doing, my question to you both is this. When it comes to gender roles in these days and times, gender roles in these days and times, right? Does it affect the expectation of men, especially black men in our community? The bending of the different expectations. I'm talking about coming from a social media thing, because really and truly, in my heart and soul, this is what I believe. It has not changed in the actual black nuclear family, whether it's a single parent or dual parent. It's not changed. The majority of us still see life in the way that you take accountability of who you are, right? But just humor me when it comes to gender roles, right? Not the cookie, but gender roles, right? Is there an influence on how we as a community see ourselves as men? to give you an example. The strong, independent, sack chasing black women. You know, what you did for me lately. And this is all exaggeration stuff. What you did for me lately. This stuff that I see on social media. And you have to have a certain amount of this. You're a high quality man, and you got to match this. When it comes to sexuality, right? How people feel about themselves. Does it affect how we should see ourselves?
Hell no. No, man.
Tell
I
me
don't think
why.
so, no.
This is your opinion. Tell me why.
Oh, yeah,
And now,
it's definitely.
hold on. Before you go, I brought up the last thing. That's not an alley-oop. That's more or less the simple fact that that's an example. Take all three into consideration, and then give me your answer.
I did. I took everything in consideration what you
Okay.
said.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I mean, you can look at how you feel and what you express on the internet and all this different things. Algorithms is going to bring back to you how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? You might wake up the next day and like, oh no, that's a little too harsh for me, man. You know, I'm not cut like that. Me, I cut straight to the chase, bro. You know what I'm saying? What my experience is in my circle is what it is, bro. It has nothing to do with the world. You know what I'm saying? If you got daughters, man, that you're raising, are you gonna be misogynistic, man? Are you gonna teach them to be submissive and bow down? Hell the fuck no, you're not.
But it depends on the person.
You're not. I'm saying me personally, I'm not gonna teach girls how to do it.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Because in them expressing themselves being who they are, they're going to attract a certain man who's going to be on the same level with them and who's going to protect them in a certain aspect. Me teaching them to be submissive because I'm misogynistic, then I'm gonna be knocking on doors, kicking doors down, and cracking dudes in the head. You feel me? That's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna let no clown ass dude mistreat one of my girls because he think he a man and he's not even on the same intellectual level or emotional level as her. You know what I'm saying? Do you realize that she was raised by a man? And you want to dismiss that because you want to feel good about yourself or feel like a man in your house? Meet the challenge, bro. Meet the challenge. Don't break her down. Because if she's strong in her position as a woman, your house is going to grow. You're going to achieve something. You're going to build something. But ain't no clown gonna come into one of my girls' life, and my girls got good men. So let me give you that caveat. They got good men. But ain't no clown gonna come in their house and say, you know what? I'm the man of this, and you not the man, because she sees, hey, you know what? We need certain things to happen here for us to grow. And your thing is, no, I'm not doing it. We're gonna do this my way. You're not on the same level, bro. And it's not the fact that she's trying to be more man than you, motherfucker. It's the fact that she was raised by a man. And she saw examples of how to be that. And because you have a bruised ego, you want to come in and destroy all the hard work that the daddy did? Fuck out of here, man.
Gotcha.
Get up out of here. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That don't work. Meet the challenge. Lead from there, not your insecurity.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, I went on a rant, bro, but that was personal.
No, you said what was on your heart. That's why I asked
That was personal.
It is what it is. Ja'Quari, before we go on, let me just do this. This is another commercial break. I'm trying to practice because I have a plan on we're going to make money, and we're going to make money for Cerise, and we're going to do what we do. This is Cerise Brown-Lee in the Philadelphia area. She is a caterer. Give her a call, scrolling across the screen. Give her a call, and she will hook you up where she has different menu items that are different, and they are tasty. You make sure you give her a call. You're in the Philadelphia area. and Onley and West Philly, Germantown, all of that, North Philly, give her a call. And understand it's Fish Fridays. It's scrolling across the screen. All right. Sharice Brownlee, Little Mama, give her a call. Jaquari, sorry about that, but you go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I don't really have any more to say about it than Damon did. I mean, he made some very good points, and I agree with a lot of it. And as far as me picking up pointers, like, and yeah, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but as far as me picking up pointers off of social media or people around me or how to conduct my house, how to run my household or whatever, or how we're going to run our household or whatever. It's been a long time since I sought advice, from outside of me about how my life was going to go. So I mean, the images that I see, uh, be they positive or negative, or whether I'm indifferent to them or not, they don't really have an effect on the real me and how I conduct myself. You know, so I don't put a lot of stock in the things that I hear. Strong black men, strong black women, talking about on social media, because to me those aren't strong black men and women. I stood shoulder to shoulder with strong black men and women, the real strong black men and women. You know, the people who wake up every morning, man. You know, knowing that they're going to walk into a fucked up situation at work, but they go and they try to instill that they try to instill that same sense of fortitude into their children. You know what I mean? Uh, I was raised by those people. We were raised by
Yeah,
those people.
here, bro.
So
Right.
I don't put a lot of stock into something I could read or whatever. If you want to give me some good advice, I'll listen to it. Because Papa always said, you listen to people from the top to the bottom and figure out what you can use in the meantime, and that's what I do.
No doubt. No doubt. Um, at the bottom of your screen, this is another commercial before we move on. Shit, commercial, but it's advertisement. This is uh, Rico Creative Cuts in Raleigh, North Carolina. You see the name across there. We have three excellent barbers: Rico McCoy, Matt Vincent McDonald, and Shannon Collins. You see the address? Go see these men because they're about their business. They're professionals. They do their things. Make sure you go check them out because, like I said, they tell you they give you exactly what you asked for. But if you asking for some crazy shit, they're gonna tell you, hey, you might want to change that. But if you want it, I'm gonna give it to you.
Hmm.
But it is what it is.
You
Um,
said keep your hairline already back here. You want me to line
I'm
you up?
saying, why do you want the ultra lineup, my man?
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
he wants you to use the razor on there,
Yes, sir.
huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yo, these are great professional barbers, man. They're about their business. Go check them out. You're in the Raleigh area, easy to get to, and they're great men. And the thing about it is, just make sure you give them a call so they can let you know how you can reserve a spot for you. All right, let's move on for a minute. Then I'm really and truly, this is the last question. Then we're gonna move on to something. We're gonna take it home with something different, guys. Media representation of us. The media representation of us, in which a lot of young folks rely on. Hell, when I say young folks, I'm 60 years old, so everybody 45 and under, right? Rely on the 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 interpretation of our community, right? My question to you, Should we rely on it? And who took the question before? Jaquar, you took the last question first, right?
Mm.
No, I
Okay.
didn't.
It's on you, Jaquar. What do you think? Should we rely on it, and why not, or why?
No, we shouldn't rely on it because we don't, and we're not creating those images. I mean, anytime, basically your your cousins, which who everybody from the continent, the African continent, who I look at them, as cousins or whatever, brothers, cousins or whatever. Anytime they have this perception of us as a people that's supported by all media, and they come over here and they are amazed at how articulate you are, or you never been to jail. You know what the fuck? Hell no. But that's nobody's fault but our own. Because we don't create media. We have resources.
Okay.
We have very powerful figures who've been in media for a long time. They haven't taken it upon themselves to start any companies or anything. Everybody likes to talk about Bill Cosby, how Bill Cosby about to buy CBS. Bill Cosby was a fucking deviant.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Allegedly, but go ahead, brother.
Oh, allegedly. Okay, all right.
No. But
But
hold on. No. There's not a debate. I say that because I give him, when he was a youngin',
he kicked ass.
I saw a couple things where he talked about us as a
Yeah.
community, as black people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Crazy.
And then
So,
and
and
then the
that's-
God complex kicked in.
yeah.
Whatever it was, he had probably about the best opportunity that I've been a witness to, for a black man to actually uh, start a media situation and make some corrections. You can't. I can't necessarily say. Wait. I can't necessarily say that about BET or Bob Johnson. Can't necessarily say that. I mean, because BET shit was the shit, but it didn't have
The money behind it.
it didn't have the start that hell even the Cosby kids had.
Yeah.
Fat Albert didn't even have that start, because Bill Cosby, when Bill did that, that was like, what was that? That was some kind of project, wasn't it?
That was his doctorate
Dissertation.
thesis. That
That was
was
his dissertation. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, Bob Johnson's story or anything like that, but I mean, that's the origins are just they just differ so much. And I see Bob, I see BET and that whole conglomerate, giving us what we wanted. And Bill at the time, he put out there, as a father, as a black man, the things that he thought we needed.
He did. But
You know.
then dementia kicked in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I don't know where the diversions came in. I don't know where the diversions came in, man. But it's too bad it happened. It really is too bad it happened. I know.
I say dementia because of old age, because he was hiding it well for a long time. But it is what it is. Justice happened. It is what it is, bro. We'll go from there. Damon, it's on you.
Well, I know y'all advanced the conversation, into the media situation and all that, and I get all that, man. But I had to go back to what Jacoy said, man. When he said Africans come over here and say, "Hey, man, you're articulate." This coming from somebody who's speaking broken English, bro. Are you serious, man? How the hell are you gonna judge somebody how they speak and you speaking broken English? I know it might be a second or third language that you're speaking or whatever, but the audacity of that. Really?
Hey, just to interrupt you real quick, to evolve further on what you're saying, the fact that you want to come here, right? And I'm talking about the extreme,
Right.
the critical motherfuckers. The fact that
First
you
of all,
want to come here and make a fucking living, and then you have the nerve to look down on us, even though we're working just as hard as you. But go ahead. Bro.
harder. Because, like you said, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even have the opportunity. Number one. Number two, and I don't, as disparaging as this comment might be, dude, take care of your crib because your homeland getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? You got different countries that don't look like you taking valuable materials out of your country, but you want to come here and be judgmental.
Okay, Dame, I'm gonna let you get that off later if you want to, but answer the question first because we don't want to bash these African men and women because the majority of them are good folks.
Well, you know what? It doesn't encompass all of them.
Yeah, but
you know I'm just responding to what I heard, and it struck me a certain way, and I had to express what I was feeling, bro. That's all
right, man. Hey, look, I don't want to give you a C on your test. I want to give you an A. So answer the actual question.
Ain't the C a passing?
Yes, but answer the actual question though. What? Okay, how do you think media has affected?
I think media is controlled by somebody outside of us, man. We only get certain things. For example, when you talk about ancient history as it pertains to African history, you don't see that. But we can go back to being a butler in the White House, or we can go back to being somebody who's cleaning houses and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You know,
my man,
we was raised with Black and African history and all that. We were raised with that. So when I see the butler and I see all these different things, I'm like, how come y'all don't go back any further than that? You know what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing these things that's being put out and they want people to be proud of that fact, I'm like, oh no, we go back further than that. So I'm questioning, are you an agent? When the only thing that you put out or you produce is us in slavery or domestic people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How I was raised go further back than that. You know what I'm saying? It goes further back than that. We reproduce the world.
It's real. It's real.
You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden you want to reduce us to, hey man, talk about. I can't deny Frederick Douglass or Harriet Tubman. I can't deny them. They were part of our history and they were heroes. But our history goes way back further than that. And the people who are putting out movies, you know what I'm saying? Hannibal. Well, we can't see a movie about Hannibal.
Hell, we did, but he was white. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. Why can't we see the true Hannibal, who was Black, who every country that has power follow his lead? Who he was a Black man. Why can't that be put out? Why do we have to look at movies about Denmark Vesey who got betrayed by slaves who were afraid? Or Nat Turner for that, in the same vein. Why is that? What about the successful revolutions? What about Haiti? Why can't we talk about Haiti? Who got their freedom 100 years before we got ours. Not only did they get it, Brahman.
Go ahead,
No, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but the thought just struck me. Why have we never seen a movie about the Maroons in Jamaica?
Yeah,
exactly.
Why have we? Why? I mean, we hear about the buck breaking plantations in Jamaica and all this, and all the other bullshit. But we don't. I mean, we don't hear anything about men and women who said that we're not going to live like this.
You know what?
You can't make this.
Good point.
You know why? You want to know why?
And we're not going to go anywhere.
You want to know
We're
why?
going to take this shit. Yeah.
Why I think it is because there's no money behind it. The things that we see, money is put behind it. Alluding from what you said, Damon, money is put behind the things that we see. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me ask you this. Little side note. I've been sitting here listening to your answers, John. I just want to know your opinion. Does media affect what is portrayed as masculinity in our community?
Does it affect what it's portrayed?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's either hyper or less than.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's
I
either
agree with that, bro.
it's either overly aggressive, overly sexual, overly bombastic, or it's severely effeminate. It's very effeminate.
Okay.
It's gotten to the place where when they have a black character, even on fucking cartoons, man, even in fucking cartoons, he's a homosexual. I don't have anything. I was a theater major, man. Been around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, been around a lot of homosexuals and everything, and maybe somebody just believes that they're telling the truth or whatever, and maybe they are, but it's always the two extremes. It's nothing. There's never anything in the middle. That's why when we started doing this podcast, I remember me and you, Keith, were on the way back from Michigan, as a matter of fact, and we talked about it. We were talking about it. And I remember saying specifically, man, I want to see something about us. The motherfuckers in the middle that's maintaining every fucking thing.
Everything.
It's always about some brothers who experience some disadvantages or whatever, be it economically or fucking environmentally or whatever. And I get that. But on the other hand, it's the other example in that extreme direction. There's nothing ever talking about regular black men, regular motherfuckers.
That's true.
Like us.
Yeah.
And I believe, when we started this podcast up to this point, we really, really done our job to express, the people in the middle, to express to the people in the middle.
Exactly.
We hear you. We recognize you. We understand you because we are you.
We are you.
We are you.
And here's the thing. What about this last election, man, that happened? 90%, 92% of black women voted for Kamala. And the whole time during the election, they were talking about black men are moving towards Trump. Making people think, foolish people think, that black men and black women ain't together. But
wagging the dog.
Guess what the percentage of black men that voted for Kamala? 86 to 87%.
Wagging the dog, man. That's what it is.
Oh man,
it's the extremes again, man. Because they only listen. They only listen and poll the extreme voices.
Right, and that was on purpose, and it was targeted, man.
Of course.
Think about that for a minute. To make black men. Here's the irony of it, man, that really gets to my core, man. They tried to make it seem like black men was voting for an outright racist motherfucker.
Because of his views on fucking abortion and religion. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. No, that wasn't the case, white America. That's not the case. As conservative as we are as black men or whatever, that's not the case. We will never collectively stretch our necks for anybody's fucking news. We won't do it.
Every single time you get a paid actor to come on and say, just using her as an example, well, she locked up black men in California because of this drug shit. You fucking right. If they selling drugs, they need to go. And I'm not saying this in
absolutely right.
They are deviant. I'm saying to you is they took that chance to be this drug dealer. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. Because the three of us come from that crime element because our
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
straddled the fucking fence. So we understand what the fuck is going on. So you ain't seeing me like I ain't never had no experience and I'm just making the making a judgment. No, motherfucker. No, I understand that when somebody get into the drug game, they understand that they can go to fucking jail.
Absolutely. We understand the devastating results
They
that fucking drugs
understand.
can. Absolutely. And that's what I mean by motherfuckers that's in the middle. We are law-abiding, upstanding motherfuckers,
Yeah.
regular people who for God's sakes, give us a fucking program, bro.
You're right.
Give us a program. I work with at-risk youth. They need support. You know, while they're locked up and when they get out. But God damn it, we need support too.
The forgotten.
We need support too.
The forgotten. You're right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there are more of us than it is them. It's
Absolutely.
fucking more of us than it
Say
is
that
them.
again, bro.
There's more of us than it is them at either
Absolutely.
fucking extreme. At
Listen,
You are
either extreme.
definitely
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So fucking yeah.
I am being really and truly laid back when I say that. When I said there is quadruple the amount, but it's really actually more. You understand that we go to work every day. We try to live every day. We have our own businesses. We're doctors, we're lawyers, we're whatever. This is what we do.
Hey,
But what is portrayed with us is this small element. Now, am I saying, hey, ignore them? They ain't shit and they ain't a part of us.
No.
No, I want them motherfuckers to get help too. You know what I'm saying?
right. And here was crazy, Keith. Here's what's crazy to piggyback on what you said, man. Think about the knuckleheads we grew up with was doing dumb shit. And once it became 30 and over, they got trades, they got businesses, they got all that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Went to prison. Think about it. What's the joint, man? Back in the day, she the female governor ended up commuting that shit where you get a certain amount of motherfucking weight, and it's life without parole. Y'all remember that shit in them fucking early 90s? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they got rid of that shit because it was some bullshit.
Remember when we went to
not because they was innocent, but the simple fact that these men they was heavy-handed when it came to crack and all this, right? But when it came to the actual weight with these white people who was getting caught, right? They didn't even spend a third of the time that them brothers did.
Yeah. Remember when we was in the where were we at? When she did that shit, all them
the local drinking spot. Let's just put it right
there. And
no. I'm sorry. Let's big them up. Fuck that, because that's a staple in the town of Ypsilanti. A lot of motherfuckers. That's a safe space for them. What's the name of it, Jaquari?
The Elks. I don't know.
Elks.
Okay.
Remember we was
Post.
all three of us sitting there, and when Granholm did that shit, all three of us sitting there, and we was talking to brother who just got out. Y'all remember the years that we did? We counted that they stayed in prison.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They were friends of all three of us. Everyone, and it was so crazy. The timing of it was we was in the Elks at the same time. And they were
everybody was there.
They were all out celebrating their freedom.
Yeah. That was the wildest shit in the world. Yeah.
That was almost 300. No, it was almost 500 years of the people that we knew personally.
Yeah.
Combined
all that time in prison, man.
All that time in prison. That's crazy. No, but my point is, and y'all know me, and I'm gonna say this, then we can move on. I was raised as the type of man by my father. If a motherfucker go into a situation and he know he can be locked up, that's his decision. I'm not gonna sit up there and say, pour him, pour that. No, you making that decision. You feel me? Now,
the crazy part about it, Keith, is they didn't make any excuses. They just said, hey man, I'm just glad to be free.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna live my life.
Exactly.
They didn't even make excuses.
And absolutely was not raised to believe that a motherfucker needed to spend forever in there for some, for some temporary pleasure type shit. If he ain't got no bodies, to hurt no kids, give that motherfucker a chance to get out and live.
But I'm gonna reiterate what you said, Jaquari. The choices, people like us, the choice we made, because we could have easily been in the streets and been on that same track. And,
Yep.
and no judgment, because our father, a man that we loved, and his friends, we had love for. So it wasn't like, oh, fuck them. You know what I mean? No, fuck what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? Fuck what they do, because I want to live this certain way, because it was too much. It was too much for the three of us to always have to deal with every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Every
Yeah.
day we had to deal with that shit. No, to look at policemen in a cautious way, but you don't know what's what. You know what I'm saying? But not to go into that, it is what it is. But the point is, people out there understand that shit about coming up in the mud. We muddy motherfuckers. A lot of our family is muddy motherfuckers. But guess what? We chose. We chose to work 9 to 5 to clean that mud up off of us. That's what we chose. And I'm not fucking ashamed of that shit.
No.
I can't be. You feel me? But I understand what a man or a woman makes a decision to do.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, bro, you gotta understand the decision that you make, it's gonna come back on you.
Yeah. It was times, before I moved down to Raleigh, man. The shit was bad, bad. I used to feel bad. I feel ashamed that I didn't sell dope.
Uh-huh.
But you know why I didn't do it? Because I didn't want to run into somebody who knew my people.
That's real.
I didn't want that to happen. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And not out of the fear of going to jail. Shit. As far as I was concerned, at some point I was gonna get locked the fuck up anyway, and I wasn't even out in the street fucking off.
Yeah.
That's just what the fucking media had told me my whole fucking life. I'm gonna die or be in jail. So when I turned 21, I couldn't figure out how to fucking celebrate.
You thought you was invincible, right? Yes, sir.
Oh man, shit.
Yes, sir.
I thought I'd made it. Up to that point, and shit. If I could have retired at 21, I think I'd have done so, because as far as I was concerned, anything past 21, shit, that was borrowed time for me.
It was all borrowed time.
It's fucking borrowed time for me. And I'm not blaming the world for my woe is me situation or anything like that, man. But I'm saying, man, there are black men in America, man, who have lived their lives to a certain standard.
Yep.
Unflinching, have never compromised anything that they claim to stand for. They claim to stand for. But we don't have a lot of representation, bro.
But see, here's the thing: we don't have a lot of representation, but we outnumber the folks that's being portrayed, right? The sad stories that's being portrayed in the media, in film, in news, and all that, tenfold. See, this is what people don't understand. It's not like you're going neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? A black man will go a different way. No, we tenfold further than the small percentage that's being portrayed on the news, in stories, in different things like that. You know why? Because it's the entertainment value, in my opinion. It's the entertainment value. Motherfucker, tell you talk about my life, right? Other than going to bars and shit like that, my young shit. But other than that, second half of my life, it's like a snooze fest. the fact that I was a law enforcement officer, but I'm talking about my social life. It was like a snooze fest. And a lot of us is like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Hey man,
I think it's entertainment.
working with kids, man. They don't believe me, man. I stopped talking about my past, man. They don't fucking believe me, man.
Because you know why they don't
Don't
believe?
believe me.
They don't
And
believe. They don't believe in resumes anymore, brother.
yeah. I mean, but the only reason I would bring things up, man, is to show them that alignment, man. You're not the only dudes, man, who ain't had but a couple of pairs of shoes. You're not the only dudes, man, who you know who found who had to figure out a way to propel themselves out of fucked up situations. You're not the only people, man. Everybody, shit, black, white, red, and green who work around you, man, came from something, and it is incumbent upon you to learn from those failures and those triumphs, man. You have to open your mind to it and understand that fucking everybody dreams, man. Everybody dreams, and
Everybody,
just because you get a certain age, you don't fucking stop.
You don't
yep.
stop.
You don't stop. You never stop fucking dreaming, man.
You know, I remember one time, man, I was kicking with our father, man. And I was talking about friends who was going to jail and this and that and living the life that he was living and all this stuff. And he said, man, son, what do you think a man is? I said, man, don't take no shit from nobody and this and that and so on and so forth. So he said, so if a man takes some shit, he a weak man. I said, man, a man don't take no shit. He said, a man adjusts to life, bro. The hardest man, especially a black man in this world, is a black man who do shit that people say he can't do. Who go to the job every damn day, no matter how bad he feels. Who fight for that position. That they say he don't deserve, but he know he did because he has longevity. That's the real fight, son. That's the real struggle. The streets ain't. The streets is easy because it's moment by moment. You just make decisions in the moment. But long planning, longevity, that's what a man is.
Yeah.
That's what a man does. That's why when I sat you and your three brothers down, I said, y'all going to college. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. And he set an example. Remember going in the garage and this box is this damn tall with books up in that joint? And the killer part about it was the same books that I read in fucking college. You know what I'm saying? That's what a man is. It ain't the streets and shit. A man is finding his way, making it happen, longevity. And then sit back saying, all right, y'all turn now. Because I gave the example in my struggles. And what people do when they see your struggles, they pass judgment on you. But at the end of the day, they're asking, well, how did you do this? And how did you do that? They always come back full circle. Man.
Always.
So I agree with y'all, man. The majority of us, because media don't portray it, but the majority of us are who we are. Talking about a black man don't take care of his kids. Every black man I know take care of their damn kids, man.
Every single goddamn one.
Everyone.
And love them. Now they got surveys out saying the most loving fathers is a black man. They have the nerve to put that out. It's always been the case. How do you come from slavery and not take care of yours? Our kids were taken from us. So we ain't going to have the propensity to take care of ours. You know what I'm saying? That's a stupid ass concept on his face, bro. That lets me know that you ain't paying attention. You skewing the numbers.
Of course.
I done got fired up, y'all. This is a good. Hey, man, this is a great conversation, bro. For real.
Okay,
Both of y'all.
last
Absolutely.
question of the night. And you don't have to go into a long, drawn out thing because I'm wording it so you can simply answer this. Every once in a while, I ask this question: what do you want people to get from this podcast when they tune in? Start with you, Damon.
What I want, man, is to see the authenticity, man. Because I don't think, no matter what we're feeling and what we're going through a course of day, whatever, when we get on this podcast, we speak our minds and we tell our truth. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, that's how life is, man. It's not about niceties and bullshit. It's about telling it's about telling the truth, and I think we speak that. I think that we talk about our experiences the way it is. And the crazy part about it is what people really truly need to understand, man, is that you got three brothers that was raised in the same house, and some of our ideas and understandings of whatever is different. But at the same time, even though we agree to disagree, we respect each other. We respect each other's opinion. That is a template. That's a example for the world to follow. Not that I'm speaking for the world or I'm being arrogant in that regard. I'm just simply saying, if you got three guys who have differences of opinion, but respect each other wholeheartedly, then isn't that an example for people to follow, man?
Okay.
That's an example. It's about respect. It's about, hey, you know what? Even if one of us crashed, it didn't happen, but if one of us crashed on hard times and went to prison, do you think it would be different? It's out of love and respect for our stations and who we are with each other and in life. We love and respect each other because our parents demanded it. That's not a message that you forget or you disregard. We love and respect each other's opinion. That's what it is, even though we don't agree. And that's not going to ever change, man. That's written in stone. We're going to go to our graves with that shit.
Okay, Jaquar.
I think the main thing I want people to take away from this I'm sorry, were you talking about this particular episode or this podcast in general?
Podcast in general.
I want people to take away from this podcast in general, man, the fact that, conversation and small talk can be taken to an art form, man, and thoroughly enjoyed by whoever's listening to it or engaging in it. Okay, this is the kind of interactions where you get to know people. You don't get to know people at your place of business. You don't get to know people during negotiations when you both have something to gain or something to lose. This is the time when you get to know your fellow man, when you get to know your brother, when you get to know the people who we invited on and had on as guests and everything. Okay, this is the real us. And it doesn't take a lot of digging to get to this. It really doesn't. All it takes is face-to-face interaction with no expectation, man. I don't have any expectation from you guys. I really don't. But I enjoy talking to you because you hold me to certain standards when you ask me certain questions, and I hear myself speak answers that at some point in some situations can really help me to get through issues in real time, my personal issues. I hear myself say some amazing shit. You know what I mean? And that's not cocky. I'm not being cocky. I've heard you guys say some amazing shit. And I guarantee you, if you were privileged enough to be on this platform and actually fuck with us, you would hear yourself saying some amazing shit.
I agree.
So we are. So we are. You know what I mean? And you can be us too, goddammit.
You understand?
Come on down to a strong perspective and do your business. How about that? Yeah.
How about it?
But no, I mean, it's what it is, man. You know, I enjoy this. You know, I work and I do this. It's what it is, and that's it.
All right. Well, listen. Housekeeping. Strong Perspective Podcast. If you're new to this podcast, please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let them know to go like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Push it into the algorithm. And like I said, we've been doing this for 2.5 years. So really and truly, we're going to get to where we need to be. And it's going to explode on the scene. And we're going to do what we're going to do. You know, so we're here every Friday at 7:30. Make sure you tune in. And if we're Facebook friends or you're looking at us through the YouTube channel and you want to come on as a guest, leave a message on both platforms and we'll get back to you. All right. Last word of the day, real quick. Jaquari, Damon.
Man, it's been a hell of a conversation, man. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to the next.
Just about afraid from another podcast. Stay on your pivot, man. Keep it, keep your head on the swivel, man. Real talk.
Heavy hands and quick feet. Heavy hands and quick feet. You have a great weekend. Make sure you tune in next week. Like, share, and subscribe. And we out.